From Zach here with the Disney Slowdown. And I've decided that I'm going to do a series for you of alternatives, maybe a little out of the box thinking. I also like to call it Plan B for when you're planning a trip to Disney World and you have to come during the busiest times or during the summertime when it is melt your face off hot. And I've also decided that this summer, because we have so much on our plate, I'm gonna do this may be the summer of lives because I really don't have time to edit a lot of video and I want to be able to share my ideas with you to help you plan your Disney trip. Okay, this is new and different, but I'm on the side of my house. So now this first live here, this little chat amongst friends that we're having, it's going to be what if like you're coming to Florida for a vacation and you kind of sort of want to do an amusement park, but buying a single day ticket is ridiculously expensive, like $200 per person for a single day. And that's honestly any of the parks. You're not going to get deals on single day tickets anywhere. The deals start coming in when you're 2 or 3 days. Universal frequently does buy 2 days, get 3 days free. Of course, now with Epic Universe opening on what Friday? What is even today? I don't even know. It opens on the 22nd. But with Epic Universe opening, if you do not live in Florida and you are not a Universal AP, your only option to visit Epic is still to buy the 3 days for Universal. You get one designated day at Epic and then 2 days at the other Universal parks. It's all can be very expensive. But what about if it's the summertime and it is super hot? Because it seriously gets so humid and so hot here, and your people are going to make you angry. The people around you are going to make you angry. The heat just radiates off that asphalt and it just sucks the life out of you. You feel like I should be able to accomplish more than 3 things. But then at the end of the day, you're dragging tail and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I at least got to do 3 things because it takes a lot longer to get anything done. It's like walking through a swamp. Well, literally. So more like walking through quicksand, the heat here in Florida. So if you are not familiar, please just take it slow. That's my goal for you. And like I said, this one we're going to talk about maybe alternatives or a little out of the box thinking to a full Disney World vacation. Maybe you just want to like dip a toe in. And my next videos are going to be like my plan B in each of the parks because the top tier rides can get really long lines. And if you don't have the money to, maybe you're just getting the money together to get the tickets, and then you're like, oh my gosh, now I've got to buy multi-pass. What is that called? Multi-pass lightning lane or single pass lightning lanes. Then I got to figure out how to use the system, or I've got to go and get and book the Premier Pass, which is more expensive than your single day ticket. I mean, that's a lot of a commitment. So I just want to give you some alternatives, save a little money, dip your toes in the water instead of diving into the deep end of the pool. So right now, let's talk about you guys are coming to Florida for a family vacation and you kind of sort of want to do an amusement park, but you're just not sure where to start or what to do. If you only want to designate 1 or 2 days, I'm going to recommend, especially if you're coming in summertime and especially if you have older kids, it really does depend on, what your age groups look like. But if you have older kids, like I have 3 teenagers now, I would totally look at the evening events or the specially ticketed events. Unfortunately, Magic Kingdom, they only run I think they're called extra evening hours. I think that's what it's called. It's a specially ticketed event. They run about, I don't know, $160 per person. You get, hi, Isabella. Nice to see you. And I don't know who 370HSSV is, but sup? Thanks for joining me. So, the specialty ticketed events at Disney World are about 160, they could go up to $180 per person. It's after hours. So these events are usually from 10 p.m. till 1 a.m. So you got to have people who can stay up late. But that's the beauty of it, right? You're on vacation, sleep in, hang out at the pool, take your time. It's so stinking hot. Take naps, you know? This is your vacation. You should not need a vacation from your vacation because you decided to come and bust it rope drop, which is 7 o'clock in the morning, all the way till fireworks, not getting back to your room, until 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and just being dead. Like, that's not a fun vacation for a lot of people. Some people, I get it. You love that. But I'm guessing not everybody in your family or everybody in your party is going to feel that way. So look at the extra hours events. Like I was saying, sorry, I got sidetracked. Magic Kingdom, they only run those special ticketed events January through about May. I think May 19th is the last one. I don't know why they don't run them in the summer. It's possible because in the summertime, Magic Kingdom tends to be open until 11 p.m. on more days than just Friday, but it's kind of a bummer they don't have them, available. They also are gearing up now for the Not So Scary because those start early August. But if you're showing up here, June, July, end of May, you still will have an opportunity to purchase an after hours event ticket for sorry. I got Epic on my brain. Epcot and for Hollywood Studios. It's at night, so it's not going to be as hot. I mean, it still is hot at night here in Florida. I'm telling you. I don't know why July decided to show up already, but it has been hot for a while. Hotter than it was last year this time. But it's not going to be as hot. The sun's not going to be blaring and beating down on you, and there's a lot fewer people in the parks for these special ticketed events, so you can just ride the rides. If that's all your people want to do, just ride the rides. They don't care about the characters. They don't care about some of the shows. Maybe the nighttime spectacular, you're going to be able to get into the parks, I think, as early as 7 p.m. So you're still going to have 2 hours of like regular park time to do some shopping if you want, do some eating if you want. And then once the park closes, you've got the rides all to yourself. And I think that's a great way, especially in the summertime, to handle it. It's unfortunate you can't do all 4 parks that way. Animal Kingdom, any after hours events, they started opening it up to deluxe resorts, those free extended evening hours. Well, they're not free. You're staying at a deluxe resort, so that's not free. They did it a couple of times at Animal Kingdom, but it hasn't been a regular thing, which is unfortunate. Again, Magic Kingdom, you kind of have to be here January through middle of May, or in August they start the Not So Scary Halloween parties. You could always do that. There's so much going on at those parties. I mean, we went last year to the Not So Scary Halloween party, and between the extra characters and the parade was different than what you normally have during the day. The show at the castle was different. There's trick-or-treating. You've got all of the characters that are different at the Not So Scary Halloween party. So there's so much going on. You can't get it all done anyway. But it is a fun time. And, I think we still have Halloween candy. I am not even kidding you. We went around, we only hit half of the candy stations, but we did each one at least twice. And we came home with like 30 pounds of candy. It was really just about collecting it. And then my kids are not really interested in eating it, and neither am I. So, but I digress. After the Halloween season, sometimes that includes the first weekend of November. It really just depends on how it falls. But then you start the Christmas party, and that goes up until about the week of Christmas. So those are options for you if you just want something different, a different way to experience Magic Kingdom, and the crowds will be less at those parties, and you'll definitely have fewer crowds at the after hours events at both Epcot, almost did it again, and Hollywood Studios. All right. If you want to do Universal and you're not crazy about Epic, or you're not sure you want to spend that kind of money with Epic, like, I get it. This is a secret that you probably don't know about. I only knew because when we had our APs, these events were going on and people were telling me about it. And I've done, I keep seeing it now in my newsfeed because I've been talking to other people about it. But the Orlando Informer has a meetup. And what I love about this, yes, it is expensive. I think it's almost 300. Well, no, it's like 200 and something a person. But you have full reign of both parks, Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. And it includes food, real food, and non-alcoholic beverages and some desserts. So yes, there's butterbeer. There's also a few other things. Now, it's not like all of the restaurants are going to be open, but the shops are going to be open. They have food out for you. You can get to the parks as early as 5, and then they close the park to regular guests either at 7 p.m. or 9 p.m. It really depends on which day you choose. And then you have free reign of both parks, and you get a bunch of food and drinks. I mean, I would be interested in it just to go to the parks at night, have a lot fewer crowds, and then have all that food and drinks available. And of course, butterbeer available to you at no charge. It was already included. So I will figure out, I will put in the description box below about the Orlando Informer meetup. When I was on their website, they only advertise the next event. So if you are planning a trip like in August, they are only advertising this first one coming up here, like the first weekend of June. So keep checking on it. But I think that would definitely be something that my kids would be interested in so they could ride the rides. If you have tall kids who can hang at night, because we're talking about these evening events, and you are just not really committed to that kind of money, because I get it, these tickets are expensive. SeaWorld has amazing roller coasters. However, most of them you have to be 54 inches tall. So make sure that your kids are tall enough to ride them. But I'm telling you what, if y'all love roller coasters and thrill rides, check out SeaWorld's Coasters After Dark. It's only $50 per person. Again, you get in a few hours before the park closes, although I don't recommend eating at SeaWorld because that is the most expensive food I've ever had at any theme park. But eat before you show up. You can get in there a couple hours early. Maybe you can catch one of the animal shows, the sea lion or the orca or something, walk around, get a feel for the park. And then when they close the park to regular guests, you have all their roller coasters all to yourself. And I heard it's amazing, and the roller coasters are amazing, and it's only $50 per person. So I know that seems like a crazy amount of money. Like the me from 6-7 years ago back in Illinois, I was like $50 a person. I got my whole season pass to Six Flags for $50 a person. Yeah, well, times have changed, and Florida is freaking expensive. Everything here is expensive. There is nothing free. We came from an area where there was a lot of free stuff. A lot of people in the community contributed and supported. And I mean, our zoo is free. So everything costs money here. It's just the way that it is. But $50 a person, that's a really great deal. Now, if you do not have people who can hang, Or you, yeah, like if you have little kids who can't ride the big roller coasters, or your people are just not night owls, or you don't think you can flip their schedule, then catch me every week, maybe even more often. I don't know how often I'm going to do these, but I have a series written out to help you with your plan B strategies. So if you're coming in the summertime and you're going to Disney World and you've planned your Disney vacation, but when you get here, more than likely this is what's going to happen, especially if you're here in the summertime. The lines are going to be outrageous. I'm going to give you some alternatives that I think are better or just as fun, or different ways to do these attractions. So that's what I have for you. I really do want to help you plan your Disney vacation. I understand, being a girl from the Midwest, that, when we planned a Florida vacation, especially if we were coming to Disney World, if you wanted to stay on property, which was always my dream, stay on property and buy tickets for, every day and go to Disney every day. I mean, coming from the Midwest, that's a $10,000 trip for our family. And having a family of 5 or 6, there's not a lot of Disney hotels that support that, especially not on the cheap, right? So it's important for me to help you save money where you can. And really, this channel started out as helping mamas with special needs kids who don't navigate people very well, but yet you still want to go where the people are. It's not easy and it's not fun, but my heart is for foster care and helping families have the best time that they can. However, when Disney jacked up the DAS a year ago now, um, that's not really an option for families anymore. So if you still want to come to Disney and DAS is no longer an option for you, we can still find a way for you to enjoy your vacation and hopefully avoid the meltdowns. And I'm telling you what, in the summertime, when you are walking on hell's front porch and the asphalt is just radiating 125-degree heat, and everything is aggravating you, and everybody around you is aggravated, and your people are making you crazy, like, you didn't spend all that money to have a bad time. So that's why I'm here. I'm going to help you. And I'm not going to tell you you have to do everything, because that's insane. Nobody, there's a lot of pressure out there with the Disney vloggers. And it's like they have to create content to make themselves valuable. But if there's so much information and so many things they're telling you you have to do, that's not really helpful and it's not really valuable. I do have a Google spreadsheet. It should be in the description box now. If not, I will add it later. It's not totally updated because they have changed around some characters. They've added some new character meet and greets, but there's a page on there. It's just a Google spreadsheet. It's really nothing fabulous, but, or fancy, I guess I should say, but it's got a good starting place. There's a page on there of questions for you to start asking yourself before you start looking at where you should stay and what tickets you should buy. And I think that's helpful because Disney Disney World can be very overwhelming because there's so much information out there about Disney. So I just want to be helpful and I just want to share that with you. And I want to thank you for tuning in with me. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, could you please like it, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell? Because like I said, I have got so much on my plate this summer that this is going to be a summer of live videos, and I'm going to come to you live, and we are going to talk about some plan B strategies for Disney World, possibly all summer long. I'm also going to tell you what snacks are like my top snacks in each park. I don't know that that's necessarily going to be on the same video, but I think that's also very important. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in with me. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'll see you on my next video.